Hello, my name is R, and today I did the investigation on Sandy Long. Now I'm just gonna skip over the videos and get straight to the point on who I believe did it. First I want to go over the three main suspects I have. First one is her daughter, who is right there next to her in the photo. Now I will say this, that the police have investigated her husband, who does not seem to regain anything from her murder, so I believe he did not have any involvement in it. Also, his alibi checks out as well. Next, it shows that she was having an affair with someone else, and he was cleared as well. They kept all information on him private. Now, reason why I believe it could be the daughter is because it shows in one of the videos that her daughter was her Lindsay Lohan's husband tried to hit on her daughter, and during the court case that the daughter was suing the husband for assault, that the mother took the husband's side. So as you can imagine, for that, it could put a motive as why the daughter would want her mother dead. Also, it is said that the only 3 people would gain life insurance from her mother: her 2 daughters and her cousin, who would take care of her daughters if she ever died. Now, as I just said, I believe it could be the daughter because of her anger toward her mother. Because her mother was found by a war scene, I believe, out in a parking lot, stabbed to death in her car. She was on her way picking up one of her many disabled people she helps. She helps many people constantly on a regular basis. So on her way there, she apparently picked someone up, then drove to the war site where she was then stabbed to death. Now whoever did this must have known she was going to the house at that time. So, which is why I believe that the daughter could be a suspect. Only problem with that I see, though, in a way, is that on the street that she picked up the random person, whoever it was, that there was also another family member that lived on that street, and they didn't say they saw anyone that was family related. So it is possible, though, that they just weren't looking at the time. Another thing is that it's not a random person, so it's not that she wouldn't pick up anyone random, so it has to be someone she knew. But that's my main reason why I believe it could be the daughter here. Next up, who I believe it could be is, now we see him on here, I believe it would be before we get any further, let me just say you're probably wondering about the cousin of the other dog. The other dog didn't seem to have any intention whatsoever, and also the cousin who would receive also life insurance, she didn't seem to have a motive, and neither does her husband, who they also investigated but came out clean. They investigated him because his DNA was found in the car, but only on the seat handles and nowhere else. Only on the steering wheel. He said that was because he moved her car for her once, so they weren't able to arrest him for anything, for any charges. Please believe that that after she picked whoever was up, that they took over the car and drove to that site, but I believe she drove there on her own with a person. So, I believe this next person I could think of is probably least likely, but still, is the wife of a person she was having an affair with. It turns out that the person she was having an affair with had a wife. So, it came to my attention that perhaps the wife got jealous and decided to kill her. But I just don't see that happening just because of I doubt she would pick someone up off the side of a road who she doesn't know. It is possible though if she looked distressed enough. As we said, she likes to help people a lot. She constantly volunteers to help people. And she goes around driving people to different areas, taking older people on walks. So, if she looked distressed enough, or if someone did look distressed, she would probably help them. Which is why it is possible that could be the wife of a person she was having an affair with. They never investigated her. They only investigated the husband. So I believe it could be possible that it is her. And now for my final and third one, that I believe it was, and third person that I believe did it was not a family member. Police believe that it was a family member due to the knife, and it seems more like someone who was close. But I believe it was actually a stalker. It was one of her patients that she helps out at times. That's who I believe killed her. They said that she would never pick up a random stranger. Well, perhaps she picked up one of her patients. Perhaps one of her patients knew that she was going to be heading towards the house to pick up the next patient, and he or she decided to stop her and try to pick her up, and try to have her pick them up. Afterwards, they asked her to take them to the war site where they were heading towards. There, it is perhaps possible that the stalker decided to perhaps confess their feelings to her, or whatever it is that they seem to want her for, that she then rejected them, and then the stalker decided to murder her. And then it being at such an open area, and if it was in fact one of her patients who she helped out, it would make sense that they wouldn't move the body, they wouldn't have the strength to. Her body was found out in a car in a public area where it would be easy to find her. So if it was a family member, it would kind of make sense to try to dispose of the evidence, but it was just left there, which indicates that perhaps either the person could not move the body, which pinpoints to one of her patients, or it was meant to be left there. I believe it was that the most likely scenario was that it was one of her patients who she helped. That is what I believe. So I believe that the police should do an investigation on the people she helped, perhaps ones that seemed a little stranger than others, ones with criminal background history perhaps even, most likely ones that involved stalkerish behavior. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you know anything about this case, be sure to let the police know, and also, if you think this could help, please send it to them. Until then, I'm all, and goodbye.